Alright. And while I'm getting going, we're going to be doing some stuff over trucking. So to be over CDL. So we will be doing some CDL training. The P stands for plan, so CDL, P, plan. If you can't see it, don't worry about it. We will be on a couple different networks because, like I said, everybody's starting to get used to going to the Team Legacy. But if they're not, they can at least get it here for right now. And I apologize, I've got to get some stuff put up into the... as we're getting all these other things up and going. And as people are coming on, so that I can properly train everybody. And like I said, I know, we're supposed to be a little bit earlier, but I had to take care of some situations, which is fine. It has to go like this. Yeah, we'll do it anyway like that. So, as we're getting this stuff up and going, introduce yourselves. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm just doing it like I do my regular calls, like my phone calls and stuff that we do. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are. Put your name down there. If there's questions, you can go ahead and put the questions up now that you'd like me to answer or talk about. Okay, so if you get all that going, so I can get all these other things all fixed and ready to go, and we'll get started right when I get this stuff all done. So just give me a minute, everybody, because I do crazy stuff all the time, and you all know it. Okay. I will have my stop clock on today. This is a timing class, so you guys can see it. I'll get started in about 5 minutes. Let me set my timer on here. Okay, start. So we'll get started. Just give me a few minutes. I need to finish sending out some stuff to everybody, make sure they got it and they know that we're on today. Okay, so give me just a second, everybody. Okay. And we will be going live here in just a second. Hey, Larry, what's going on, guys? Hey, Craig, what's going on? Okay. Right, where's my other stuff at? Okay. So, as we're getting everything up and going, tell us who you are. You'll hear me talking as I'm getting stuff situated so I can have everything ready to go. And also having everything videotaped so that it gets out to everybody, because like I said, I got truckers on the road right now that are getting on, and truckers are very, very important, and so are everybody's important, but I work in an area that deals with truck drivers. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and put this over here like this. You're gonna hear beeps and buzzers because that's everybody coming on. I got a couple programs over here that everybody's getting on right now. Just deal with it for right now, everybody. I appreciate your patience, everyone. If I can just find there. Sorry about that. I am kind of getting a couple things over here that are not even. Okay. Perfect. Alright, we're going just a second here. I'm sure everybody's waiting on me. Alright, well, we'll be going over some trucking stuff today. So truckers are the key, the idea today. Okay. So in case you're all wanting to know, it's our trucker legal plan and some training for members of my team. So normally I do this just for my team, but I've had a lot of people request a couple things. Okay, so once I get this ready, we will then be ready to go. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Larry. Hey, Sergeant Major Neves. How's it going, guys? Mackenzie, what's going on? Dusty, what's going on? We're getting ready to go here. Give me 4 more minutes. Sorry, just Actually 2 minutes, but I'll probably get going. I just want to make sure all my truckers are on, ready to go. Okay. All right, and get my other stuff up and going, which is behind you guys, which you guys can't see right now. Okay, so we'll have that going. Okay. Give me a second, everybody. I told everybody we're starting at 5:30, so I want to make sure you guys are all aware of that. All right. Sorry, I got to turn some stuff over here. Checking connection. And we are good on that side. All right. We're good on that side. Turn the light, turn the flash on. There we go. Turn the flash on over here. All right. And we are good. Okay. I'll go ahead and get started now as everybody's coming on. I hope they can hear me. Hope you guys can kind of see what's going on. I'm going off of, I want everybody to know first off, because this is also on a live open feed and a closed feed. I want everybody to know that, yes, I'm an independent business associate. Everything I say goes directly from my team and ideas that we use, not our company uses. So I don't want anybody thinking that this is company planned or anything, because it's not, okay? This is personal. This is just for my team, for my truckers that are on. We have what's called a trucker coalition, and as they move over to Team Legacy, we will be getting them up and going, okay? So, first thing I need to do, let's get this off here. You guys can laugh at me for everything I do. My stuff used to be set up pretty good, but for some reason my tray never wants to set up right, so I don't care. All right, so what we're gonna do real quick is just kind of go over a couple things. The first thing I want everybody to know is, first off, for all the truckers out there, since this particular thing is for each and every one of you, I want each and every one of you to know that you guys are heroes. You guys deserve to be respected, and right now during the coronavirus, I understand you guys are on the road and not much else is going on. But the reason why people are getting stuff at the stores and the hospitals, everywhere from EKG machines to X-ray machines to these big machines the hospitals use and everything else, almost all of our goods are brought to us by truck drivers, okay? But this isn't just for truck drivers. This is also for those that are driving Lyft and Uber, Meal Dash, okay, Dash and Dine, these apps where people are delivering food, delivering people, taxi cabs, anything that deals when you are in a vehicle and you are under a business model, okay? So if you're driving Uber, that is no longer your personal vehicle. That is considered a business model. But a lot of people don't always understand that, okay? So what I'm going to do on each thing, let me set up my timer here. And we're just going to go along, and it's, yep, it's time. Good. Okay, we're going to stop that. I want to spend just a few minutes with each section we do here. Okay, but I want my timer to go because I don't want to go over too much. And start. All right, I'm going to put my little timer over here so that it is, I can see it. Perfect. Okay. So, if you are an over-the-road truck driver, maybe you're a local driver, maybe you drive a day cab, maybe you drive a long-haul flatbed, refrigeration vehicle, maybe you're driving cranes, combines, you know, things like that, especially at the farmer. Maybe doing hydroxide, things that farmers spray out in their fields, all right? No matter what it is, if you're hauling it, carrying it, loading it, whatever it is you are doing, okay, even if you put the name of your network marketing business on the side of your vehicle and you're doing some type of work, believe it or not, you do not fall under your regular insurance. Now, insurance companies will cover you because they don't know. But when they find out, they don't have to cover you because the insurance you have is for a private vehicle. So one of the things that I want to tell everybody right now, what we're going to go over and what we're going to say and do is I want you to know this. Whenever you're doing anything with Team Legacy, which is Legacy 28, okay, 28 stands for 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines. Legacy means we're trying to always leave a legacy because of all the different things we do throughout the world. But whatever you do, we never want to lie, cheat, steal, misrepresent, or tell anything to anybody that we don't do. The first thing, as being part of this team that we've been creating for years now, and we have some really awesome truck drivers, it's truckers helping truckers, is we need to understand that we're not the law firms, nor are we the lawyers, okay? We have law firms that represent all 50 states, and they do an outstanding job, but every single situation is different, and there's variables involved, okay? So whenever I tell people about trucking, I try to keep it basic and simple. Now, I know a lot of people look at me and they said, there's nothing simple about me. You're right, there isn't. And the reason why is so that you can keep it simple to all the people out there, okay? So we're going to protect from such things as over height, over weight, over width, over length, hazmat, medical cards, stuff like that, okay? Now, a lot of people have, I understand that we used to have paper logs. Now there's the e-logs, and there's always these big debates on what's going on. So let's start slow, okay? Whenever you go up to somebody, you want to offer them our legal plan. Yes, we are the only one like us out there. Yes, there's other companies out there like TVC or Prime America that do a little bit, but they are not a network of private proprietary law firms that have the best interests of the driver. Okay, these companies all put you in a contract, all right, and yes, I'll hold true to that. They will put you in a contract. We will not. And that right there is a big deal, because if you don't like something that we're doing, or you don't like something that's going on, there's no termination fees, okay? Now, I'm not trying to sell it to anybody here. You already have it if you're watching this, or you may be wondering, know what it is, but that's not today's. Today is just lessons over what we're doing, okay? So, in other words, we have associates out there that offer to truck drivers, and those truck drivers need to be very well aware of what we can offer and do for them. And yes, we offer more than everybody else, and yes, we offer a great service. But one of the things is, these are truck drivers, not businessmen and women that dress up in suits every day. That these are men and women that are behind the wheel every day. They're tired, they're hungry, they're driving, hundreds of miles a day. They're on the road for 20 hours. They're not supposed to be, but they are. They have to get loads. They make anywhere between 20 cents a mile up to about 80 cents a mile. A lot of them are owner operators, which means they have to get their loads back and forth, so they have paperwork to sign. If somebody doesn't show up to the lot on time, or the dock workers aren't proficient, I saw a funny one the other day. Please make sure all of your forklift drivers are out of the back of your truck. You kind of want to know the story of what happened with that and why that sign's out there. You have to also be mindful of bridges, highways, loads on the highways, weigh stations, scales, stuff like that. All right? But like I said, let's put it like this. Over height, we all know how to look at over height in a truck. Okay? A lot of people use it by their antenna. Okay? If you're any higher than your antenna, you can actually calculate the feet off from the truck. Okay? Are you going to fit underneath that overpass? I say that because here in Quincy, Illinois, and Adams County, we have several small train bridges. Truckers do not pay attention to the signs, and what do? They get underneath the train bridge, and their entire load gets stuck. The box trucks get stuck, okay? Now, we have several big trucking companies in Quincy, so I'm not going to mention any names, but this happens all the time. But what happens if that goes on is you're going to get a very big ticket. And the reason why is because if you get stuck underneath the train bridge, not only do they have to call out the EPA because they need to know what's in the back of your truck, but now they gotta, now you're dealing with structure of the train bridge, make sure nothing's gonna happen if a train goes over it. They have to have people come out and they evaluate it. Then they gotta get your vehicle out from it. I mean, we're talking about hours and hours, not to mention the sheriff's department, police department have to come out and make sure nobody gets down that road because, well, let's face it, it's blocked, okay? So whenever we're talking to people, accidents like these happen all the time. They happen for good reason. So the first thing we wanna do is be courteous and mindful that these truckers have a lot going on. So the first thing we want to do is be kind to them, okay? When you go up to them and when you talk to them, they need to know who you are. Now with the trucking, unlike everything else in our company, with the trucking part of us, you need to be able to answer your phone, because truckers, I understand that, regular people are going to call into the law firms. A trucker may not have that luxury, because when you told them everything, you told them to put in the app, great, that's fine. But the majority of them are not going to do it. Why? It's on them. I don't know why they're not going to do it, but here's what you got to do. If they have your card, they have your number in their phone, okay? You can later on call them, make sure they got the app in their phone, so all they got to do is push the button to get a hold of the law firm. But if they don't, they're going to call you. And if you don't answer, or, they keep trying to call you and you don't answer because you just say, oh, the company will handle it, no, they won't. They're going to drop out. And the reason why they're going to drop out is because they want good service. They want you to be there for them because they feel that they're there for everybody else. So their time of need is your time to basically excel in what you do. Because if they get a good experience with you and they're able to get a hold of the law firms, okay, and you help them, even call in with them, okay? It is not a required practice. But even if you have to call in with them, tell the law, hey, I got to get off here now, and you call in with them, you're going to be doing a great deal, and you're going to do a just service for these truck drivers out there because guess what? They're behind the wheel. They don't have time to pull through paperwork or pull up apps on their phone. I mean, think of it like this. You're driving down the road, okay? First off, you're not allowed to be on your cell phone, right? We all know this. That's illegal everywhere. But now all of a sudden you're on the cell phone looking at everything and you're driving down the road because they're not pulling over because they need to get stuff done. They're going to get in a wreck. Something's bad's going to happen. You can't expect too much out of these truck drivers because they're doing their job. So they may call you. Hey, can you tell me my membership number? Hey, can you tell me the phone number of the law firm I should be calling? Great. And what's nice is you can actually expedite it a little bit easier by asking, is this something to have to do with their truck or does this have something to do with like a family situation? Because truckers have two different plans. They've got the CDL plan, which is going to cover everything from when they're behind the wheel to where anything outside the truck falls underneath the family plan, which is a separate type of law firm because our CDL law firms are experts in CDL law, commercial driver's law, okay, which means any of the truckers. So they may have a family situation. The other day, I had a call middle of the night, and I actually had a call a little bit ago. It fell underneath the family plan. They got a hold of lawyers. Lawyers took care of them. They're very, very happy. All said, done. Great. But you need to kind of know what's going on with that, okay? I want you to understand that not everyone's going to be wanting what we offer. And as part of my team, you've got to understand that. You've got to understand that not everybody, but here's just it. If you tell somebody about it, eventually when there is a situation or problem coming up, they will call you back when they know who you are. If you're somebody doing the business, or if people get used to you going through one business to the next, they're not going to call you because they don't even know what you do anymore. But if you stay consistent, the truckers will always call you. If you're kind to them, polite to them, talk to them, say hi to them. Every once in a while, send them something in the mail, send them an email, make sure they're okay. Not from the company, but from you. Okay, they appreciate that. Why do they appreciate that? Because you're giving them good customer service. You're giving that you're making them a friend is what you're doing. And these people want friends. They don't want business, they want friends. They're tired of dealing with office people all the time. You understand when they're going to get their loads. Okay? So, when these drivers leave these facilities after they pick up their load, you have to remember they're supposed to scale. We all know they're supposed to scale. Well, sometimes these companies, they overload them. Not on purpose. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not there. But you're supposed to scale. They're supposed to have a scale where they load at, right? Well, these companies also rush them. So they're sitting there rushing. They got to get from one point to another. Maybe the dock workers, maybe the forklifts didn't get everything loaded up just right. Now they're overweight. They don't know it. They're going down the road. Okay? They didn't check their own scales. You're right. Whose fault is that? You're right. It is the driver's fault. But who was pressed into doing it, they're not going to feel it's their fault because they're going at a mile a minute. They're going very, very fast. Okay? But now they're going to get an overweight ticket. How much that overweight ticket's going to depend on how much they're overweight. So when they got a scale down the road, okay, now all of a sudden they're overweight and they don't know why because, man, they were rushing me. They think it's the business's fault, but it's actually the driver's fault. But here's just it. They feel it's the business fault, and they're going to argue with you till you're blue in the face, and you're not going to get anywhere, okay? But you have to let them know, talk to the lawyers, see what the law firms can do, and we're going to see what we can do about those tickets, okay? So that's just a detailed briefing about, these drivers. They're on the road all the time. You got to be courteous with them. You got to respect them, okay? And then when the lawyers call them back within 4 business hours, they're really happy about that because they want to talk to somebody right away. Now, it may be the next day, but at least they're talking to somebody right away. They don't have to worry about going everywhere else to get a lawyer, find a lawyer, okay? They don't get somebody that promised them stuff over at one of the truck stops somewhere. There are people that stand at these truck stops and they promise you $1 million life, and all this stuff just so you'll sign the paperwork and then you'll never see them again. If you treat your drivers like they're never going to see you again, they're going to drop off. You're never going to see them again. You're going to have chargebacks. You're not going to make any money. We only make money if the customer is happy, believe it or not. We only make money is if they are able to get a hold of law firms. Kind of like the guy that tried to sell me a vacuum cleaner, you can buy a vacuum cleaner and make money one time, or what happens if you can turn on a vacuum cleaner, and every time they turn on that vacuum cleaner, you make money? Okay, so every time they use our law firms, every time they call in, getting their wills done, getting their assistance, having rules of the road, okay, that will help. So one of the things, okay, next part. All right, so I always go out of this, and I know it all by heart already, okay? But I kind of want to tell you exactly how it helps, and I'm going to go directly out of the book. And the reason why I'm going to go directly out of the book is so I don't keep going on, okay? So we also benefit companies by helping their drivers. How are we doing? We help reduce costs associated with driver overturns, okay? Turnover. So recruiting. If they have a good driving record and we're able to keep those points off their license, okay? Now they got a good driving record, their chance of getting hired are greater, okay? Training, cost of unused equipment, loss of revenue from unused equipment, help protect the company from DOT fines by protecting the drivers. Every time a driver gets a ticket, it goes on that company, okay? CSA is a very big deal. Driver benefits. Help protect families' assets in the event of a tragic accident. Help protect the driver's ability to earn a living, okay? So the higher your points are in your CDL, okay, the more likely you're not going to be making the type of money you want, or you're not even going to get the job, okay? And believe it or not, companies cannot hire you if you have a high CSA score or your CDL has too many points on it, because the insurance companies that protect the trucking companies that they drive for have standards, and if they basically hire people with too high, the insurance company will drop the company. So it's either you or all the other drivers, and more than likely it's always going to be you. 99% of the time they're not even going to hire you, or they're going to drop you because they don't want to lose their insurance. Okay, so the basic driver plan provides benefits for the driver, spouse, in both commercial and personal vehicles. Okay, so if you're going down the road, it doesn't matter as long as it's got a motor on it, RV, SUV, ATV, motorcycle, whatever. Okay, our job is to keep those points off your CSA score and your CDL. In other words, we're going to go into court and we're going to do our best to keep the points off, or at least get them reduced or removed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over real quick is tragic accident, just so you understand what tragic accident is. If your spouse is charged with one or more criminal acts due to the covered serious traffic accident, a commercial driver's legal plan lawyer will defend you in the court of the original jurisdiction at no added charge. Your lawyer fees are covered by the membership. You'll receive a representation for charges of manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, and negligent homicide. Okay? That's going to take a series of stress off of a driver that is driving. Why is that going to take that off? Can you imagine getting in a wreck and killing somebody? It happens every day on the roads. You got to understand there's 5 million drivers on the road. What does that do to a person's psyche? What does that do to a person if they have nobody there to help them out? But what if they knew that they can have something that would actually help them and keep that stress level off of who they are? Okay? Each one of these later on in the week, because we're actually live on a public platform, I'll go into detail more with my actual drivers and when I talk to people one-on-one with the team. I'm just kind of going over some things right now, okay? Now, there are other things that we're going to cover. DOT and non-moving violations, okay? At no additional charge, you and your spouse are entitled to defense of citations issued in the motor vehicle, including logbook, over length, over height, overweight, over width, hazmat, load spillage, no place card, equipment violations, permit violations, no medical card, no insurance, no motor carrier authority, radar detector, expired inspection sticker, okay? These are just a few, but I want you to understand these, okay? So your logbook, most people should be on e-logs now, but there are some people that have paper logs, okay? And if you have 2 sets of paper logs, you're going to be in trouble because they're going to think that you're trying to mess with the system, and you're going to get a ticket for that, okay? Over length. Let's face it, sometimes the loads stick out. If you don't have the proper paperwork for over length, okay, and a lot of your flatbeds, a lot of them are over height, overweight companies, okay, which specialize in this. If you don't have the proper paperwork and the proper stickers, you're going to get a ticket. Over height. Sometimes companies can overload you. I've seen combines that have been on people's trucks where they've gotten tickets. Now remember, I'm from Illinois, so Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, we get combines. We have John Deere, we have everywhere from Caterpillar, and sometimes they load up, but you're too high in the back, which means you're going to hit one of the overpasses, and I've seen it. On a yearly basis, I see at least 5 trucks hit overpasses because they're over height. Okay? Overweight's a big one. So you go in, you pick up your load, no matter what type of truck you're driving. Okay, overloading a truck driver is common, but that driver has to be responsible for going and weighing before they leave. They have to go scale before they leave. Okay, now if they don't, and a cop or a sheriff or an inspector or a scale pulls you in and you're overweight, you're going to get a ticket. Why? Because it was the driver's job to scale. Now you learn all this in your safety meetings. You should know this. But we're going to do our best to find out what we can do to help you out. Okay? Over width, let's face it, if you're too wide, that can cause an accident. Hazmat, okay? Load spillage, no place guard, equipment violation, permit violation, no medical card, no insurance, no motor vehicle carrier authority, radar detection, an expired inspection sticker. I want you guys to understand this. In some states, it's illegal, majorly illegal, to have a radar detector. I think almost every state, it's illegal to have a radar detector in any type of commercial truck, okay? All right, moving and point violations. Now, tomorrow, we'll do CSA scores, and I'm going to explain what CSA is, how CSA works, what CSA can do, what it cannot do, okay? I'm not teaching any kind of college class. I'm just helping my team understand this a little bit better. Moving and point violations. This benefit provides you and your spouse, okay, defense of coverage, moving violations in the court of original jurisdiction, no additional charge to you. Defense by a lawyer located through the commercial driver plan at no additional charge to you. No upcharges or surcharges are assessed. Defense by an attorney appointed for you in the court of original jurisdiction. In other words, we're going to go into court for any kind of moving violation or point violations, okay? So that's covered. So let us take care of it. I know everybody's like, well, I'll do it myself. Great. And when that sheriff shows up, are they going to take you, your word for it, or are they going to take the officer? Because remember, police officers and sheriffs, they're heroes just like you guys. They're out there every single day. Now, you may think they're being upset with you, but how do you know 4 guys before you did not just tell them what they do, where they can go do it? How do you know somebody just didn't get wrecked and die, and now all of a sudden you're the next driver that is committing the same offense that just got somebody killed, okay? And yes, for truckers, I want you guys to know the harshest points. When you're on the road, people die. And when you're in a truck, I've got a 12-year-old daughter, and I've been saying this from the day she was born. If I'm on the road and you're on the road and you're committing crimes and you're doing something because you're tired, overworked, and everything else, and you're driving erratically, I'm scared for my life, because if you flip that truck, something happens, you're right, you're protected. Those smaller cars are not. Okay, look at those little golf cart thingies or little motors on bikes out there. I mean, how much damage can you do to one of those people? Yes, it's not a point system. Don't say that. Okay, license reinstatement. A lot of drivers out there, we can help you with a license reinstatement. You and your spouse have 2.5 hours of legal help from a commercial driver legal plan attorney in each of the following situations. If you are denied a driver's license, okay, we're going to try to help you with that, okay? We're going to go into court. We're going to try to help you with that. Your driver's license is canceled, suspended, or revoked by the Department of Public Safety or Department of Motor Vehicles, where a right to appeal is provided to you by the statute, okay? Assistance and needed to reinstate or maintain a driver's license because of job-related or medical reason, okay? I've helped a lot of people get their license reinstated, okay? Sometimes they should have just been suspended, or they shouldn't have been suspended. They should have, you should have had a caution on them. But for some reason they get suspended. But when people try to handle it themselves, there's nobody to double look at it. Our lawyers will go back, double look at everything. They're going to look at everything. They're going to look at all the paperwork. They're going to look at what happened. They're going to see the driving record, and then they're going to help you get it reinstated, okay? Property damage and personal injury collection, okay? A commercial driver legal plan attorney will help you and your spouse collect property damage claims or minor medical expenses of $2,000 or less for damage as a result of driving, riding in, or being struck by a motor vehicle or a boat. You may receive up to 2.5 hours of attorney time per incident, okay? Now, a lot of people don't know that boats, if you get a ticket in a boat, that goes against your CDL and it goes against your license, okay? Yes, being on the river, being on a lake, if you're in a boat, okay, even if you're pulling a boat down without a trailer or something's going on, if you get a ticket in a boat, that goes against your CDL. That will go on your CSA. So understand this. A lot of people, and I hate to say this, but it's where I'm from because we got Lake of the Ozarks close to us, Mississippi, Mark Twain Lake. If you get a DUI in a boat, you're going to be in a lot of trouble because that is going to hurt your CDL. That's going on your CDL, so it's going to look like you've been drinking and driving. Don't do it. It's not worth losing your livelihood over, okay? We will never commend drinking and driving. I tell people, if you're drinking and driving, don't call me. The reason why is you're putting my life, my daughter's life, my friend's life, my family's life in danger. And when you're on in these huge semis, these huge tractor trailers going down the road, I don't even want to deal with you, because right now you're no better than somebody that, just got done going on a killing spree. Yes, and I'm saying it like that because it's very dangerous. It's very deadly. Okay? And I don't care what your excuse is. There is no excuse for drinking and driving. Period. Okay? All right. Next thing, and this we're going to get into more of this tomorrow, and a lot of this is going to start switching over to complete private. I'm just kind of going over the basics right now. CSA consultation. Now, as of August of 2014, companies actually can go back and take CSA points off of your driving record, depending what they are. But with us, you can consult with the provided attorney about any points assessed against your record by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration pursuant to the regulations of the FMCSA's Compliance Safety Accountability Program. Compliance Safety Accountability. Now you know what CSA stands for. Plus, an attorney will handle a challenge of any asset points at the preferred member discounted rate. Okay? All other transportation legal work. Your preferred attorney, you'll get a 25% discount on driving without a license, no seatbelt, parking tickets, bypassing a cell, driving on suspected, license, improper. Anything else that is not covered, you will at least get a 25% preferred member discount, no matter what it is. And yes, I said it just like that, no matter what it is. You'll get at least a 25% preferred member discount off of the provided law firm that they get from you, okay? And if you don't like that one, you can call back in and ask for another provided law firm. Okay, you must give us time to get that law firm for them to be able to look at your case. All right. Now, that's just kind of the basics I kind of wanted to go over. There's a lot more stuff I can go over like this. But as my team, now let's get into some team stuff, okay? I look at truck drivers just like military. You're out there every day. You're doing what you can. You're not out by your family. You're training. You're in different parts of the world. You're in different parts of the United States. You wish you could be home. You're hungry. You're tired. You need a shower. You're dirty. You have every single stress going on at all times. We as the team, Legacy, need to understand that these are human beings. Okay? They're going to have issues, whether it's with their truck or whether it's sometimes. So when we're talking to them, understand this. You don't need to tell everybody everything. Maybe you just need to find out what happened. Hey, what's going on? Man, I wasn't paying attention. I left here. I got an overweight ticket. I'm going to be in court next month. I don't know. I just can't get these points on my license. All you got to do is stop right there. Say, hey, I got something for you. Get them signed up. Okay? Take care of them. And then after they go to court or whatever, call them back. Let them know, hey, by the way, did you know you also get this, this, and this? Hey, you got your will done. We'll do your will at no charge. We'll do your will for free, okay? You and your wife, let's get your wills done. Get your kids' stuff done, okay? Maybe that they're getting ready to retire. Maybe they're getting ready to become an owner-operator, and they want somebody to look over their truck. So you give them the legal plan, okay, along with a home-based business. Now, a home-based business plan, even though it's only $9.95, you have to understand that a home-based business plan will cover them because they don't have any other employees. So for the business side, to review their documents and contracts, maybe they're trying to get the trucks, maybe they want their insurance looked at, maybe they need to get their LLC and stuff like that. We handle all that, okay? But yes, it's an upcharge of $9, but okay, who cares, okay? So if you're on the road and you have a commercial driver plan and they're like really kind of worried about the money, ask them this, okay? How many of the guys out there are drinking Red Bull? They're drinking Monster energy drinks, okay? They're drinking Starbucks coffee, okay? How many of them go through fast food restaurants? They stop at a Lowe's or a P&A, or they stop at, one of these truck stops and they go in there, and for lunch they drop, 10, 15 bucks, okay? For less than 2 hours, or $2 a day, they're protecting their driver's license. They can call our lawyers and ask them whatever they want, and it's actually around $2 a day, okay? Now, that being said, be courteous, be kind, be respectful with them, okay? Now, for the Trucker Coalition, guys, on site, what each and every one of you needs to understand this, as you're part of the team, we're going over to the team stuff now, okay? With the coronavirus going on, making sure your wages are up and everything else, you need to make sure you have your LS Engage put into your phone, okay? LS Engage is very, very important to have, and the reason why is if you have your LS Engage, that means you have all your tools, you have communication, okay? Now, this is team stuff, not membership stuff. I was just kind of giving a brief interview of that, okay? I got a couple of minutes. When you go on your LS Engage, you need to use your username and password to get in, okay? Now, once you get in there and you need to get the CDL training, you can go down and you can click on the business section of us. And there is a class on April 18th with Alan Romans and Chris Seelig, two of the greatest trainers in all of Legal Shield. They are some of the greatest people, and they will go over some of the rules of the road, and they'll help you get your CDL. If you do not have this class, okay, you cannot sell a CDL plan, because we take CDL very, very seriously, okay? All of our legal stuff's important, but when you're dealing with rules of the road for these semi-truck drivers that are hauling the goods, our company takes it very, very serious, which means everybody has to have the class. They have to basically go through the class. You can download the workbook back in resources on the LS Engage. Just go down to CDL and find the workbook, okay? I've got workbooks. They used to give us workbooks like this, and then I've got several other types. This is an older one. But you can download that, and basically when you get in the class, okay, listen and learn, because you need to know this stuff. Okay, like I said, our company will not let us lie, cheat, steal to anybody at any time. All we have to do is be honest and upfront. If somebody doesn't want it, fine. They don't want it. Don't argue with them. If they want to sit there and call you every name in the book, fine, let them. Because guess what? There's 5 million truckers on the road, and less than 1 million of them have any type of protection. So you have an opportunity to make sure you're protecting these men and women behind the wheel. Your LS Engage is a great function to have, because when you pull over to rest stop or something, or whenever you're parked for the night, or whenever your hours, you have to be down, you can go on there with your laptop or your tablet or your phone. You can look at what's going on. You can look at your entire business that you have going on, okay? And then you also need to make sure you have Prospect by Legal Shield download, okay? That prospecting app will give you a chance, if somebody says something to you, that will give you a chance to send them some information and for you to get back to them later on. Now remember, you can never spam anybody, which means you have to ask them, do you mind if I send you something? Yeah, sure, you can send me something. Great, here you go. Just click. Now, did you get the email for it? Yeah. Could you go ahead and push the button? Sure. Once they push the button, they get it. Say, okay, I'll give you a call later. See what you thought of it. You can send them paper or videos. Okay? Now, the other thing our team's been using, we're using a Blue Dot card right now. And what the Blue Dot card is, each person I will talk to individually about the Blue Dot card. Now, that has nothing to do with the company. This has to do with us getting our name out there to make sure that whenever you're talking to somebody, they have your information so they can always get back to you. I don't like regular business cards, because regular business cards people throw away all the time and then they don't have it. There's been several times where I've thrown away business cards in the past, and I was like, man, I wish I would have had that. Okay? With technology today, our company, or our team is actually utilizing several different technologies out there to be able to help drivers, men and women in the military, everyday families. We're actually using some stuff to help them and get it out to them, okay? Right now, I've been very successful with CDL because of that Blue Dot card, and everybody has my information to where a lot of these drivers are calling me because they have time to give me a call. They have time to call into the company. I have time to get them the information they need, okay? So you always want to make sure that it's quick and to the point whenever you're dealing with truck drivers, because they're on the road ready to go, okay? And if you do want to talk to a trucker at a truck stop or something, go buy them something. Go buy them some food, okay, and sit down with them. Nobody can get in trouble for you buying food at a truck stop and you having a one-on-one conversation. If you go in there and start talking to them, you can get kicked out because you're not buying anything. But if you go and buy food for them and you sit down with them right then and there, you'll be able to explain who we are, what we do, and how we can protect them and their families a whole lot easier. All right, everybody, my time is up. I got 38 seconds. Like I told everybody, I kind of wanted to go on here real quick. Just remember this. I'm going to lead with this. We don't lie, we don't cheat, we don't steal. You need to make sure that they understand you. But remember, you're also not the law firm. You're not there to tell them. I can tell you all kinds of legal stuff because of everything I do, but I can't. I'm not a lawyer. I am not the person that gets to them. But remember, every time they call the lawyer to ask questions, that keeps them on as members, which means it keeps them happy. Okay? You are not the lawyer. You are their friend that's giving them something that they need to help them in their business. Anyway, I'll talk to everybody later. Have a good one, everybody. I got the next class I got to do, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye. All right. Finish this one here, and end video. Share the story. Okay. Now, yes, if you notice, I've kept this one on here. All right. We're going to keep this one on real quick because I'm going to go over a couple things here now with the team. And I told everybody to stay on. Let me pull it up here. Okay, I'm going to switch out where I'm at with this, okay, so everybody can look at me and see me. Alright, Alright, here we go, everybody. Now, we are going to do a little bit different now. I am going to now, this is the Team Legacy, okay? And I want to go over with you guys just some stuff just a little bit different so you guys understand what's going on, okay? Let me get all set up here. This is Team Legacy site. Oops, sorry about that. I had to turn off a couple things. And get my cameras all down. There we are. I got my upload on. Post. Okay, so when you're out there with these truckers, okay? Is there anybody on? Hey, say something, because now I've got you guys one-on-one right now, okay? Hey, Jesus. Hey, Mackenzie. Hey, Dusty. Give me a tap if you're on right now, because we are now going to go more into depth on how to do it, okay? Whenever you're out there with the truck drivers, understand this, they're out there right now. A lot of them don't get their loads or something like that. Be kind to them. Be courteous with them. Let them yell at you if they're, you know, because guess what? They act just like men and women in the military. You're going to get some that are grouchy, some that are happy, some that are mad. It doesn't really matter. But respect them who they are, okay? Ask them when they're going to be pulling over, which is a good time to talk to them, okay? Ask them, you know, you want to make sure to find out what their companies are, you know? You want to find out what type of driver they are, stuff like that, all right? Do I have anybody on here still? Anyway, as we go forward, I'm going to be doing another class on here. These are where I'm going to start doing more and more of the classes. Jesus, we got people like Dusty that was Army and a couple others that are going to start helping us with the military stuff. And then I've got all kinds of truck drivers that they need more information as far as being part of our team. So this is where it's going to be at. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get off here for now. I hope you guys are all great. I do have a thing I got to do at 8 o'clock tonight, and it's just going to be on this one. It's going over our plan, but also going over a little bit of the LS Engage, so these truckers, when they're out there, can, you know, get people signed up. So I will talk with everybody a little later.